the order in which the first question will be asked. And to start with, you're going to have 1 minute to introduce yourself. By now, we certainly know you, but you've got 1 minute each to do just that. So if you would, please, starting with Alan. Let them know who you are.
My name is Alan Bush. I'm currently the County Commissioner for District 1. I'm also the Chairman of the Board. I graduated from Vernon High School and Chipola Junior College. Graduated from the University of Florida with a bachelor's degree in forestry and resource conservation, and then I graduated from Florida State with a master's in civil engineering. Worked with DOT for about 26 years and live in Walsall, in town of Walsall, and been very fortunate to have served as chairman of the board for the 4 years of my term. And I think we've really done some good things as our board these last 4 years. We've made a lot of improvements and paid off a lot of debt. So I just would like
10 seconds left.
I would like to ask for your vote again.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Strickland.
I'm Donnie Strickland. I was county commissioner from 2004 to 2012. 2012, I did not run again. Got out of it. I went to school in Boniface, graduated in 1985. I rebuilt plane engines for about 10 years, and I got a job working with the county at the road department. Started at the bottom of the totem pole, worked my way up to county commissioner. I live south of Boniface, Pleasant Hill Road. My mom's side of the family's from Walsall, the Walsonhams and the Carters, some of my kinfolk. There's a lot of stuff we've done during the 8 years I was in office, and I miss it. I miss the people. I need your help, need your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll now take questions from the floor, and as you both experienced, we'll give you a 10-second heads up when you have 10 seconds of your minute remaining, and then we'll cut you off in a minute. Does anybody have a first question to start? I'll throw one out. If not, what single qualification sets you apart from the other candidates, or the other candidate in this race for County Commissioner District 1? And you'll be first, Alan.
Okay. I've got a lot of management experience. Like I said, when I was with DOT, I was over roadway maintenance, bridge maintenance, traffic operations for a 16-county area, all the way from Jefferson County to Escambia County. And I think that experience, coupled with the budgets that I managed, in that position, I had about $74 million worth of a contractual budget and about $20 million worth of operational budget. And I think my management experience and my budget experience are probably my two greatest assets. Being an engineer, that always helps when you have any type of drainage issues or roadway problems. So, I mean, that's a great benefit too. But I guess my two strongest areas are in budget and management.
Thanks, sir. Don?
Yes, sir. I didn't work at DOT, so I don't have his experience with DOT. My experience with the county, the 8 years with the county, and the time I worked at the road department, at Road and Bridge and stuff. Budgets, we've done budgets every year, the years I was in office, from 2004 to 2012. I don't have an engineering degree like he does, but this is the county, the road department. I know everything about the road department. Worked there ever since '94 until 2004 when I got elected.
Thank you, sir. Anyone have any questions? Ed?
In your opinion, what are the two biggest issues facing Washington County in the next 5 to 10 years?
Mr. Strickland, you'll be first on this one.
Hopefully it's the growth. If we can get the growth to come in here, get new businesses to come in, that would help the county out a lot. The roads and stuff that we ride on every day is a big problem. Dirt roads are a problem, the drainage is a problem. But if we can get other type of companies to come in, that would help the county out down the road.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Mr. Bush.
The first, in my mind, is just, because I'd like to see the county budget like any person's budget or any company's budget to be. The first thing, just as we've done the last 4 years, when I took office, the county was a little over $10 million in debt. Now, we're down around $5 million, or by the end of this term. That is a big issue for such a small county. I mean, whenever you don't have any stability in your government as far as finances, it had to be scary for any type of business to come in and want to relocate. And just like you wouldn't want to relocate into a country that's not stable. It would be kind of jeopardizing for companies to come into a county. So one of the things that I would continue to do is to keep paying off the county's debt. It would be great if Washington County was debt free.
Thank you, sir. Gene, did you have a question?
I was waiting to the end of that, but yes, I do.
He's at the end.
Okay, does the county commissioners draw a monthly expense check for expenditures you may have while you're on the job?
The only check, the only check that I've ever received is a fuel reimbursement.
Fuel check?
Reimbursement, right. But I guess if you had other expenditures, you would be eligible for it. And that's the only.
How do y'all come to determine how much the fuel bill?
Well, that was determined early on in the first year, I think it was, as county commissioner. And what they did was average the travel of 5 county commissioners. Let's say I might have traveled 200 miles, somebody may have traveled 300 miles, somebody might have traveled 60 miles. But when they averaged that, they took the average of the commissioner's travel, and that's what the reimbursement was based on.
Donnie, you something to add to that?
Yes, sir. When I was in office, every year in August, we had to do our mileage report. That's from the time you leave the house, come to the office. If Mr. Jones down in Ebro wanted you to come and talk to him, you kept up with your mileage. Every commissioner is different. Some of them gets out to ride the road, some of them don't. Some puts a lot of miles on the vehicle, and some shows up for meetings. That's where it comes from. All 5 commissioners, the mileage comes into a pot and then it's divided out. And that's how you get your monthly allotment of gas mileage.
Thank you. Question?
To follow up on that, you're getting mileage, but you're driving the county vehicle.
No, sir, you drive your own personal vehicle.
So once that month of August has passed, do you still continue your own vehicle?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Michelle?
What's your plan to increase growth in Washington County?
Donnie, you're first on this.
Well, you got to go out and look for businesses to come in, go to Tallahassee, and try to get new stuff to come in. Ted and them does a good job trying to get business to come in. We just got to look outside the picture to get people to come in and build. The last couple of times we had somebody come in with the pipe company, they done everything and then they backed out. We don't need deals like that where we make a deal and the company backs out. We lose money, they lose money, and it puts everything, instead of moving forward, it sets us back 20 years.
Thank you, sir. Bush?
I've been pretty active in both the local meetings we've had as far as economic development goes, as well as regional meetings. The things that Washington County, as the county commission can do, are to make, just to make the county an easier place to build in. And one of the things we've done along those lines is working with Holmes County and the city of Bonifay, possibly looking as a group to apply for some grants to get water south of the interstate, down around the 79 and 280 interchange, that area to the north. We work with the county, Holmes County and the city of Bonifay on that. The other thing that we've done is on the future land use maps, a lot of the areas don't want to be commercial until you have commercial. So what we've done is created overlays for the future land use maps to where they can more rapidly be converted to commercial.
Thank you, sir. Kelly?
The district is just hard to do administrators. For the county commissioners, you know, you're run by districts, but you're elected countywide, and so technically when it's over with your county commissioner, do you see any change of operation as far as identifying needs and the budgetary positions, rather than, I sort of view it as like 5 little fiefdoms, you know, where you have like 5 little buckets of money, but do you see an overall planning and setting up priorities for the district, and then letting the administrator be responsible for implementing?
Well, I think this board has worked pretty well on that. We have small amounts that are allotted for each commissioner, and it's called your materials budget, but it's very small. It's like $15,000. So you can't do a lot with that. I don't really understand, other than just trying to keep one person from absorbing all the road department's money, I don't really understand what that $15,000 is, other than just a goal to work towards or something, just keep one from spending too much. But you start out with that materials budget, and then we increased it by another $20,000 as time progressed. But that $15,000 has to go in to replace culvert pipes, put light ends on them. I mean, there's quite a bit that comes out of that materials budget. And then larger projects, then the board works as a group on larger projects. And our board's always been good about assisting. If one doesn't have enough money, the other will chime in and assist.
Thank you, sir.
I'd
Don?
like to add on to that one too, but
It's hard to get all 5 commissioners to work together.
Can you get 3?
Yes, sir. A lot of times your 5 commissioners work together. The problem we had in the past with county managers is they hire them and they'll work a little bit. One commissioner gets mad with the other, and boom, he's out the door. If you don't do what I say, it's the highway. And it shouldn't be like that. You do get $15,000, and that's for your district to do your drain pipes, mattered in. That's for your own district.
Thank you, sir. I saw Hank nodding back there for that. Questions? Washington County has a new $9.2 million courthouse. Aside from the Ag Center, obviously grant processes in the works right now, what do you suppose the next capital improvement needed in Washington County will be? Don, you go first on this one.
The courthouse is a good thing. It's been a problem for a long time. I'm glad they got the money, the grant to do that. The Ag Center, we need to take the Ag Center and redo it with a grant. There's a lot of grants out there that we could get if we just apply for them. I would like to see something come in here, the theater, like downtown Shipley here. That's a good place to have meetings and stuff. I would like for the county to have something nice and big where other commissioners can come in for a meeting and stay at our local motels and stuff, and have a place that we can call a place where everybody can come and use.
Thank you. Bush?
Well, you mentioned the Ag Center is the obvious one, of course, and we're fortunate enough that we just recently got a $300,000 grant to make some improvements to the Ag Center. Ms. Julie Dillard and I talked, what we'd like to try to do in the future, next year, apply again. There's been some other counties that applied multiple years, and I'd hate to dwell on the Ag Center, but there's been other counties that applied multiple years to where they got enough and they could really make some improvements. But I guess if you're just looking at infrastructure improvements and you exclude the Ag Center, there's a lot of drainage issues over around the sheriff's office and probation and parole office. And I guess that would probably be one of the things we need to focus on next, besides the Ag Center. But we still have time?
Yes.
10 seconds.
Wait a minute.
Our clock will let you know. Well, and let me follow up. It was my understanding that probation and parole in the state attorney's office was going to go away, and that drainage issue would be taken care of because they're going to be moving into the new courthouse. Is that not correct?
No, the public defender and the state attorney will be moving in the courthouse, but that long straight line of buildings right there will still be there.
Gotcha.
Well, they've always struggled with water coming off the backside. Hopefully, we're going to get some of that improvement. You know, the water coming down in front of the sheriff's office has been an issue as well. But hopefully, some of the drainage problems will be fixed with, and I'm sorry.
No. You'll have a chance.
But some of those drainage issues will be fixed. But just trying to think of buildings, the county has so many buildings. It's just amazing. You see all these governmental entities that are housed. Most of those are housed in county buildings. So when you brought that up, I was just racking my brain. What all other buildings are we having issues with right now? But I know that's one of them. It's the drainage issues around those.
Donnie, do you have anything to add to that?
The only thing I would say is get over the city and see if the county and city can work together on that water problem, since it is inside the city limits there.
Thank you.
Oh,
Missy? I'll get you next, Bruce.
Speaking of the drainage, there's been, Blue Lake has been an area that's been of big concern for quite a few residents, and has been, pumps and things like that. What is the plans for that, that area right there as far as drainage and stuff?
Alan, you go first.
Okay. All I've seen is what DOT is proposing. They're proposing a permanent pump there. It's landlocked, of course. I mean, it's a landlocked body of water. So there's nowhere for it to flow out. As long as that roadway is elevated above the edge of the pond, it's trapped. So the only way, what they're proposing, there was an injection well there to where they would unplug it. The controversy of injection well been going on since they started, because you're taking water and dumping it straight in the aquifer. But now they're proposing a permanent pump to be sitting there that will continue to pump that water down. And it's all DOT related. It's not, the county is not involved, other than us allowing them to have some right of way there to place the pump.
10.
Thank you. Don?
The Blue Lake, that was a pretty place where you go and have birthdays and reunions and stuff. But yeah, the water problem's always been a problem there. As long as I can remember back. The last 4 years, I haven't been up what's been going on there. So I really couldn't tell you what's in place right now.
Following up on that, in conversation with Secretary Barfield, he indicated that the new 4-laning would take care of that issue. Is that part of that pump you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless they change it, that was the initial plan.
Gotcha. Bruce?
Comment, just a quick comment, quick question, unlike Melissa.
Jeez.
I think part of the problem of our buildings has been the lack of maintenance. I was in the courthouse in 85, 86, one day up in the state attorney's office. It was raining and water was pouring down inside the wall in the building at that time, and which would create the problems in the basement later on. Now, do you have a long-range plan on what I'd say, routine maintenance that you need to do, Johnny, or both of you? That's my question, I think it's needed.
On what, on the new courthouse? What are you talking about, the new courthouse?
Well, so I'm not talking about just the courthouse, I'm talking about all the county-owned buildings. Is there a routine plan for the checks and maintenance? Is that part of the problem with the accident? You know, stuff that it was leaking and it never was responded to. I know, of course, that you boys knew, both know I wasn't going to vote for you, but I'm interested. But one of the problems like on road maintenance is that they'll go in and do a big project.
Oh, hold on. Let's answer one question at a time. Well, let's go.
Well, my point was simply this, maintenance. They don't maintain the culverts, and consequently, next time you get a rain, the road blows out. What I'm saying, a routine maintenance program is something I would like to ask you.
Your first step. Do you understand this question?
Oh, yes, sir. When I was in office, we had a maintenance. Guy went around on the backhoe and cleaned out all the pipes, and the excavator went around and cleaned out the outfalls back when I was in there. I don't know what it is now, how they do it now, but when I was in office, that's what we done. Your building, at the time, we only had 2 guys to go around and work on the building. So if you called in and said, hey, I got a leak over here, they went and checked it out and done the best they could to try to fix it. But no, we need to get on these buildings routine check where they go around every week and check them out, or every 2 or 3 weeks, instead of them calling and say, hey, we got a problem, we got a leak, the plumbing don't work. We need something like that, yes, sir.
Thank you. Alan?
On the courthouse, we're very fortunate to have a 3-year warranty on it. GAC was very good to give us that. And that'll help, and it'll help in multiple ways. For one thing, that's 3 years that we don't have to expend monies maintaining the courthouse. There are monies derived through the court processes. And this was something, and let's see where the court people are in here. The judges don't like this. When I came on, you had money. We had around $800,000 to make some repairs to the courthouse. But if you ask about it, those are court administration funds. We can't touch that. That's court administration funds. Well, I had to sign the check when those funds were expended. So I challenged that. I said, well, how can it be court administration funds if the county commissioners have to approve the money to be expended? And I'm saying all that to say the county commissioners need to understand that money is theirs to spend on the maintenance of that courthouse. Those monies have just sat out there for years building where they could have been used to do some routine maintenance. Not that it probably would have enough to fix the courthouse. It had so many issues. We couldn't even figure out where to start. The roof leaked, the walls leaked, the windows leaked, the basement leaked, the window wells leaked. It's like, we got $800,000, where do we start? That's when we got into the mold study to figure out where is the worst mold at, and that's when it came up, the hazardous molds were identified. That was on a Tuesday at like 2 o'clock, and all of a sudden the Judge Patterson says, I won't hold court here. And whenever that happened, then of course the employees said, well, if he ain't gonna hold court here, we should all work here. So that was 10 over the second minute.
Thank you, Alan. Donnie, you can reply to that or add whatever you'd like.
What was the price of the courthouse?
$9.2 million.
$9.2 million.
Now, they're going to be giving back $750,000 of that.
Okay. The way I look at it, the money it costs to build the courthouse, you got a 3-year warranty with it. You can go and buy you a Yugo or a cheap car and you got a 3-year warranty. That should have gave the county more warranty than 3 years, is the way I look at it. Nothing bad. That's it.
Thank you. Question? Bill?
I heard it briefly mentioned, that Washington County was working a little bit with Holmes County on grants and so forth to bring utilities down to 79 interchanges. What about Chipley's interchange? I've heard this through at least 3 different county commission election cycles. I mean, Chipley desperately needs sewer and water south of our interstate. I mean, those lots will start flying off the shelves if we have utilities down there. Is there any progress been made to that end?
Donnie, you go first on that.
To be honest with you, I don't know. I haven't been there in the last 4 years. You would think if you went south on 77, what the county needs is a truck stop for gas tax for roads and stuff. There's, like you said, a lot of stuff going south in the interstate. New business come in, truck stop might come in, but if we could work on 77 and get up to Chipley, I don't got nothing against Holmes County or Boniface. I work in Holmes County, but my heart and stuff is in Washington County. If we can do something with them to get stuff kicked off on the south part of the county there, about 4 lanes, that's what we need to do.
Thank you, Al.
Yeah, but the city of Chipley applied for a grant to bring water south of the interstate. And that grant, I wish Dan Miner was here to elaborate on it, but the county commissioners sent a letter in support of the city of Chipley. And it was my understanding that it passed. I know it didn't pass the first time. The governor vetoed all those water projects the last year. But I thought it passed, or at least a portion of it did. But I don't, Dan's not here to answer that.
Yes.
Huh?
The grant is in place.
Okay.
Done?
Yeah.
Thank you. Question? Gene?
What has happened to the project known as the pipe project? You know, when we were making payments and then it was in the news and all of a sudden we don't hear about it anymore.
Yeah.
Alan, you're first on this.
Now, I sure wish I wasn't.
You could just sit mute for a minute.
Yeah.
My friends,
Can I just say anything for a minute? It was a very, very poorly written contract. I mean, you need the attorneys to really explain it all. We had $400,000 when I took office that the Department of Economic Opportunity wanted back, because now they put money into this and the project is no longer going forward. DOT had put money in it for a railroad spur. So that was all right, because that never come to fruition. So they just absorbed their money back in the program. But some of the monies, the $400,000, were expended by the county going out and building that road. So the money was gone. We went over and met with the Department of Economic Opportunity and got them down to $200,000. And we're paying that off. That'll be paid off next year. They let us pay it off in 5 years.
Do you need more time to?
Yeah, I can explain more as far as where we're at on the property. The property was bought for $350,000. In that contract, it said that we had to pay that company back all the monies. In case the project didn't come to fruition, we had to pay them back all the monies they expended on that piece of property. That's attorney fees, geotechnical fees, engineering fees, everything. Well, the first letter they sent us back was $900 and something thousand. The $350,000 wasn't that the county received wasn't put off to the side just in case something happened, where you'd at least have that as an nest egg to start. It was spent. So now we're looking at trying to come up with, maybe $900,000, which the attorney is hoping we can get down to about $750,000, even to buy the property back. And contractually, we're obligated to buy it back.
If you have something appreciable to keep contributing, we'll let you keep going.
No, that's right.
I mean, this is getting good. Donnie, you've got 2 minutes that you can use any way you like. I know that you weren't in office for some of that, but...
Yeah, the pipe deal I was in office for, like I say, that was a bad deal from everything. At the time, we didn't have a lawyer. If I can remember back correct? Ted, you might can help me?
Wait, if Ted runs for office, we'll have to help you right now.
Y'all had an attorney up here as the previous attorney.
That's right. And when we got us a new attorney, that's what we went for somebody to do contracts and stuff like that. And now we got us a good lawyer that deals in contracts, and if you go to court, he'll go to court. You don't have to go out and get you another lawyer. So, but that pipe deal was a bad deal. It sounded good. Everybody thought it was good, but it turned out to be a lemon.
There's a lemon we still have.
Yes, sir.
Still on good.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That's it, Ken? Miss?
I just have a simple, I guess probably ignorance question, but District 1, which area does that cover?
It goes from Rogers Road, south of Walsall, follows that up to where the county yard is. Then it goes across to Bonnet Pond Road. And of course, then it goes up 77 up to Clayton Road. And then it goes across, and once it hits what would truly be, what is the road the trailer live on?
277?
Well, it goes up to 277 on that side, but then it goes all the way to Caryville and all the way down to the creek and the river. That's one. But to answer the question about the budgets, your materials budget 15,000. To confuse things worse, maintenance districts don't align with voting districts.
10.
So my maintenance district isn't the same as my voting district. So that makes these things more confusing.
Don?
District 1's a big district. It goes from Caryville, Henson Crossroad, down to 284 to the bridge there. When you come across 277, you turn on Bonnet Pond, one side of District 1, the other side of District 3, I think. Then it goes like up what he was talking about. Walsall, one side of Walsall is District 1, the other side is District 5. If you look on your map, it's a big area we got to cover. But when you come over to Clayton Road, that's District 2's maintenance. So everything that's Poplar Head community is in District 2's maintenance.
Going along with that, I've been out on your website and we've hunted a map for the districts. Where is it?
The map,
The map itself that specifically says the layout of the
the
districts.
voting districts.
On your website.
As far as I know, it's not on there.
There's not one, and the supervisor of elections doesn't have one either. That's a good question, because I've been looking.
911, go to 911.
Or just call.
Okay, well, you start looking to see who's what district. I travel Douglas Ferry Road a lot.
Right.
I'd love to know whose maintenance that is because it needs either paint or reflectors.
That's
Good.
That's District.
Actually on there.
That's District 1.
That is.
But I would like to see it on a website. This technology, people, you travel by a cell phone. And if I
You could put that in the form of a
if it could-
question, we can get an answer out of it.
I did. Where is it on the website? And they said it's not there.
It's not. Well, continue. I think there's a question in there somewhere. I mean, I hear a question. What will you as a commissioner do to rectify that situation? What she said.
911. They can print you one out. My office in Vernon, I had an office in Vernon when I was commissioner, and it took up half of that wall back there.
Yeah, but I want something that's in my hand. So what could you do to remedy that? I mean, we're in a world of technology where we travel by what's in our hand.
You could get 911 to print a map off and let the county computer people put it on their website. That should be an easy fix.
You say you want a printed paper?
And I want something that I can travel with, not paper. I'm talking about with my cell phone, if you can Google anything.
Right.
I'd love to go to your website, be able to pull it up and see what
Like
district is.
District 1, District 2, 3, okay.
Yes.
That may or may not be 10, I got lost.
No, that's a very good start. I was looking around to see if Hank was here. He's still there. Hank's a stickler about stuff like that, so that, if you let him know, I'll let him know, but that should be something that's easily done as far as website goes. Our website is in the process of being updated. Jackie Snowden in our office has been putting together an agreement to have our website updated. But on Douglas Ferry, that's one where the commissioners did work together. And I had asked for quotes to be put together to restripe with paint, can't afford thermoplastics, Douglas Ferry and Paypon, and then possibly River. Don't know that I'll quite have enough to do that, but that's where the other districts came in and helped me with some funding. Of course, we helped them on Griffin Road and some of the others too. The commissioners do work pretty good together. I mean, I'll say that. Even as much as like that community center that they built in Charles Brock's area, when it got down toward the end, he needed another, I don't know, 10,000 or something like that. And two of the other districts, including myself, pool our money to help him out of our materials budget to help finish the
Thanks. Hank left just after you started talking about longevity of county managers. And Ted left just when you started talking about project finance. So we're almost out of time. We'll give you each 1 minute to wrap up. Mr. Bush, I'll let you go first. You have 1 minute to explain why we should vote for you.
Okay, I'll sure do it. I really would like 4 more years just to see what more we can do. I think the 4 years I've been in office, we've been very successful. I always reference the debt because that's something in my life I don't like to have. There's a lot of debt, and I think it's very important for the county to be debt-free. You think about when you're paying, some of this debt has been around since '92. When you got debt and you're paying $40,000 a month and you're doing nothing but paying interest and you're not paying off any principal, I mean, it really hits the pocketbook. You know that. So if we get the debt paid off, working together, we've got the courthouse that's unprecedented for the state to expend monies to build a county courthouse. That was $9.2 million, and we worked very hard to get. I'm very proud of that.
10.
We've just been very fortunate in the last 4 years, and I'd like to see if we can continue to be that fortunate the next 4 years.
Thank you, sir. Don?
Yes, sir. I was in office for 8 years. I got out. I wish I didn't get out. I'm a county commissioner. I'm not a district commissioner. I'm a county commissioner. 10% might be in office. Your 90% out here checking your roads, checking everything out, and talking to people. If you want somebody that you can talk to about anything, when you call them, always answer my phone. I'll call you right back. Y'all know, every one of y'all know what I've done when I was in there for 8 years, and I just want to keep that up. I miss going out and talking to people. I miss helping people. I need your vote. I need your help. Come election day.
Thank you very much, and thank both of you. Next week we'll have County Commission District 3, and then the following week will be County Commission District 5. Did I say that properly? Laura was giving me the eye there. If you look at your calendar, your schedule on your program, subsequent to that we will have School Board District 3 and then School Board District 2. Those are the only ones that are verified up till this point. I think within the next week we'll have the rest. As you know, State Attorney Glenn Hess now has an opponent. They will be here. I've already spoken to both of them. They have acceded to coming. We just have to set the date, as well as Florida Representative District 5. And last night, all of the Florida Congressional District 2 candidates suggested that they would also come. So I think we're going to be taking these right up to the day of the primary election. And again, we appreciate you being here. Thanks again, both of you, for coming. And we'll see you all next week.